Parishioners and friends, good day to everyone and welcome back to Father Alfie's table. Today we're going to do something upon a request that I've been postponing for a while, and that is we're working towards doing a lasagna, the classic lasagna. In order to do lasagna we have to start to make a sauce. We call it Bolognese sauce or Ragu sauce. And Bolognese means from Bologna, which is a center Italy. The Bolognese sauce, the Ragu sauce is the classic sauce for the lasagna. But we have to do it in three. That's why I postpone it, because it takes a bit long to do it. So today we do the sauce. Next time we're gonna do another sauce, which is called Béchamel, which is a white sauce that we need for that. And the third session, so we're going to do three sessions, the trilogy of the lasagna, the sauce, the Béchamel sauce, and then we're going to make the actual lasagna from scratch. So yeah, it takes time, but it's going to be worth it. So we're going to start with some of the ingredients. We have the trio. Remember the trio of carrots, celery and onions, always the base for any kind of Italian sauce. Then we have 400 grams of pork and 500 grams of beef. We're gonna blend them together. You can have just beef if you want, but most of the people have the combination of the two. A pint of red wine. We use this tomato, which is a passata, which is a strained tomatoes. We use this because it's more smooth. And then because of the acidity of the tomato, we use a glass of milk, tablespoon of honey, and thyme, a little bit of chili pepper, and then this is a little bit of a secret. It's a juniper berry, and it's dried, and cloves. It's just for the flavor, so we have to take them out after the sauce is ready. So in order to do that, we're gonna put them in this tea bag. So we're gonna put it in, so then after we're gonna fish this out. It's very easy to take it out. I don't have any fancy way to cut the onions. I just cut it the way everybody does. So we're gonna use the food processor to make it very, very, very fine. So we just cut in small pieces now. And I already cleaned the celery and the carrot. It's nice and clean. Carrot is a big carrot, so I use one big carrot, and have you noticed I had two smaller celery, because we try to have the three at the same amount of the three of them, more or less. And this is the Ninja processor. I don't want to advertise anything, but I found it very what I like about this is it got three blades, 1, 2, 3, one on top of the other one. So everything get cut at the same time. Alright, turn it on. And go just one, the small one. It's nice and thin. Maybe another quick for the one that were on the top. Another quick one. See how thinner it is? Now it cooks. I like it better this way. So we always start with a little olive oil that you already know. I use the olive oil as about everything. So we turn it on. So for the beginning we keep it on high. We put the carrots, onions and celery in. Maybe half first and then another half after. And then we can put the rest. So now we can start to add the meat, because the vegetables are kind of sauteed now. So we start with the pork, and just put pieces like that. Don't worry if it's big pieces, because then at the end we're all blended in. You may ask maybe why did I put the pork first and then meat is going to come after? Because you know, it's psychologically the pork needs to cook more than the meat, right? But it doesn't really matter, because it's going to be 2 hours cooking, so it really cooked through. It doesn't matter if you put it first or after. I just put it first psychologically. So now that the pork is kind of blended in with the vegetables, we put the beef. Same idea, we just put the small pieces like that. It doesn't have to be too small, because it's all blended in. There you are. So this is the classic recipe that we are doing for the Ragu or Bolognese sauce, and it really doesn't have to be, you don't have to invent anything at this point. So we don't want to be like that guy who invented a new device for the paratroopers. He goes to the patent office and he says, I would like to have a new invention. I want to have a patent for this new invention. And the guy says, well, what is your invention? Well, I got a hook to save the paratroopers from falling and kill themselves if the parachute doesn't open. Okay, so how does it work? Well, the paratroopers have this hook, you know, the regular hook, this big, and keep it and jump the plane from the planes with the parachute. The parachute doesn't open, so no problem. I got a hook and I can hook myself. And the patent officer says, well, what do you mean? Like, what do you exactly hook yourself, you know? And the guy looked at him and says, well, what do you expect me to invent everything? At this point, the meat blended together and they change colors. And you can see how nicely it's blending together, it's cooking. This is the point then, from the start, you keep stirring and mixing. And now is the time for the red wine, a pint of red wine. You see it start to make a little bit of the water. You see the water is coming out? That's great. So at this point, the juice is coming out, and now we put the red wine. And we are still at a high temperature. So now we can put the chili pepper. And mix. I think the wine now is kind of evaporated, so we can have the tomatoes. We shake a little bit, and we put it in. And then we fill this with water. It's about a liter, and we still have a little bit just in case we need it later if it gets too dry. We close this and we shake it like that, and voila, beautiful. Now, because of the acidity of the tomatoes, we put the glass of milk. I use homo. With a tablespoon of honey. Like that. Still high. Kind of bring it to broil a little bit. Now we can have this tea bag, and as I said, we're gonna have the secret ingredients: 3, 6, 9, 10, and then 7 cloves, and we put them in the tea bag. We close it, because otherwise go and fish them out is going to be difficult. You don't want to chew on a clove or a berry. Nice and sealed. You just put it here, and so you release all the juice, the flavor. Okay, and then the last thing is the thyme. This is thyme, always goes for the ragu or Bolognese sauce. Half a teaspoon, like this. Et voila. So now that is boiling, a tablespoon of salt, and then we're gonna move it on a small burner with the flame diffuser, because it's gonna be here for about 2 hours. We turn this off, and we close it. Put it on the small burner. An hour, you go and check it. If you need some water, you'll know if it gets a bit dry, otherwise you shouldn't. It will stay there, but just maybe stir it every maybe half an hour or an hour. 2 hours at least. Now, because we are not gonna wait for 2 hours, this afternoon I made one already. So here it is. And this is 2 hours later, et voila. And now we're gonna fish out. Oh, remember the berries and the cloves that was in the tea bag. Now we can take this out very easily. And this is done. This is the ragu or Bolognese sauce. Now, this is the classic for lasagna that we're gonna make, coming soon. But you can use this sauce for spaghetti, tagliatelle, penne, rigatoni. You can use for filling up eggplant stuff with this sauce, or red peppers. You can use for many other things. But we're gonna use it for our fantastic lasagna coming soon. God bless. How can I leave you without tasting it? I don't want to be tormented by the question, but was it be good or was not gonna be good? It was gonna be good, it was good, or was not good? I don't know. I need to taste to make sure that it is properly done for our lasagna. So let's have a little taste. Hot, but oh my goodness, this is delicious. Fantastic. It is great. It's worth it. I know it takes some time, but it's worth it. I can feel the flavors all blended together. We can keep it. You can freeze it. It freezes very well, or you can just use it in the next few days. Just keep it in the fridge. God bless you again, and have a wonderful week.